I don't know if that's any better. I think I might be a little bit too loud now. I'm gonna see about turning that volume down some. Is that better? Yeah, I guess my computer reset everything. Can y'all hear me now? My bad. My computer just got finished updating, so I guess it reset whatever it wanted to reset. It's frustrating sometimes. That's why I'm starting a couple of minutes late dealing with that. All right, how's everything going for y'all today? I just got mad at my computer for updating and causing me to start late, so I don't know. That's kind of frustrating, but I guess it's better now. So okay, the big man says it sounds low. Is it too low? Do I need to turn the volume up some more? Okay, all right. How you doing, Scooby Doo? What's up to everybody else? I'm sorry, some of y'all names I didn't get to read and speak personally to everybody, but thank y'all for tuning in today. How you doing, M. Anderson Penny? Loretta, you still can't hear me? Or is it too loud? Or what is it? Oh, my trip was all right, Terrence. How you been doing? What's up, ZFHI Graphics? All right. I'm getting ready for school to start back. School is getting started in a couple of weeks for the kids here, so I'm gonna be start working on the spirit jerseys, the spirit t-shirts, because that's a big seller for me once school starts back. Thanks, Lou. And when I looked at that video, I was like, you know what? I should have smiled more. I was probably looking mean or not happy or something in that video. How you doing, Prince and more? What do I need to begin? Um, I'm not exactly sure what you're asking. M. Anderson Penny. It says, what do I need to begin? I I'm not sure exactly what you're asking, but I do have a video on all the equipment that I started out with when I first started. I was doing the heat transfer printing, and I also have another video of how to start a t-shirt business for $500 or less. You can check those out, and that can list. That should be able to help you out some if that's what you're asking. Like, what all do you need to get started? And in both of those videos, I tried to go through and show you everything that you would need, even like the weeding tools and stuff like that, the vinyl. Okay, you say you just order your silhouette machine. So once you get a heat press, all you need is vinyl and the vinyl weeding tools and a few t-shirts to print on, and you should be good to go. Somebody asked, Reset Online said, how do I get school clients? Do they just come, or do you go to them for business? Well, I have a shop, and I have been open in this same location for around 8 years or so, something like that. And every year I print the spirit shirt, so they kind of know that I offer that. And I also have a group on Facebook that I post the new spirit shirts on, or like if I'm having specials or whatever, I'll post it on there. So that's kind of how they come. And also my kids, I always make shirts, and my kids wear them to school. So when if you make nice shirts, people will ask where, a lot of the teachers and stuff ask my kids where they got their shirts from, or tell them they like their shirt and stuff like that. And that's kind of promotion right there too. Terrence Cruz said, "What made you get more into screen printing instead of using vinyl?" What's up, LEA? The vinyl, like if you get an order of 100 shirts and you have to do vinyl, especially if you have a detailed design or a multicolored design, it gets kind of hectic and time consuming and frustrating at times. So when I got the order of like 50 shirts for a local church, and it was a multicolored vinyl design, and I ended up having to weed all of that and get help from some of my family and stuff in order to get the shirts done on time. Then I was like, it's got to be something better than this. It's got to be an easier way to do this, because I know a lot of companies produce like mass amounts of shirts. So I started doing more research, and I found out about screen printing. And because I do bigger orders, and you can actually use both of them together, because sometimes people may want a big order, but they may want something personalized on the back of the shirt. They may want different names on the back of the shirt or something like that. But when you start getting bigger orders, then you will need the screen print. You will want to do screen printing if you have like 3 shirts or something like that. But if you once you start getting more shirts and then detailed designs, you would want to look into screen printing. Yeah, and then like once I started screen printing, I didn't really want to do any vinyl shirts anymore. I mean, I still do it and I still offer it, but screen printing is so much easier, once you get everything set up, than the vinyl, because I mean that vinyl is hectic. I don't like dealing with the vinyl unless I just have to. I can't say exactly what's the best heat press to use, but I would go. I wouldn't. I mean, if you first starting out and all you can afford is the $200 press, like the one that I have on the video, then go for that and save up your money, because those heaters don't usually last as long as if you would get a more expensive one. Like the one that I have is a Hicks Swingman, and it's a 15 by 15 press. And I have had that press the entire time and have not had one issue with it. And you can also get, if you get the $200 presses like on Amazon, you can also get extra warranty on it in case something goes wrong with it. But you don't want to, if you can afford a better press, I would say go for the better press. Um, when will I put a video up showing all of the equipment needed for screen print? I'll try to get one done soon. I cannot tell you the exact date, but I can try to get you one up soon. I'll just say I'll try to have it up before the end of August, because I know I'm not going to get it done done for this month because we only have a couple more days left. But I'll try to get it early August for you. The heat transfer paper that I use for my shirts, for my t-shirts, are the laser one opaque. I have a laser printer, so I use the laser one opaque, and it's by Nina. And Nina also makes transfer papers for inkjet printers. They have the Jet Pro Soft Stretch, which is for lighter colors, but it works pretty good. And I actually think that one is the best. But it's the only problem is it's only for light colors. And they also have the laser jet, not the laser jet, the jet opaque, and the 3G. Those are other ones that are made by Nina. Um, can you just buy any printer to do heat transfer? Pretty much, if you're just doing regular heat transfer, it just and then like depending on what kind of printer you get, like if you just get an inkjet printer, you won't be able to use the laser one opaque, and you also won't be able to use the they also have sublimation printing, so you can also do sublimation printing, but you have to get a special printer or a printer that will allow you to change it over to a sublimation printer. Okay. LEA says I got my first design on the emulsion screen. The lines aren't as crisp as I want it to be. What mesh count do you recommend? I just grabbed a random mesh from Joann's. Now, if you have a design with a lot of detail in it, you want to go for a higher mesh count. But if you have like a big block style, like with the block letters or something, you could do like a 110 or 156, 156, 160. They're not much difference in between the 156. Some companies sell 156 mesh and some companies sell the 160 mesh. But for basic printing, I just use the 160 mesh. And like if I'm using glitter inks or something like that, I'll use a different mesh. But just for basic printing, I use the 160 mesh. And if I'm doing like a high detail design, then I may use a higher mesh. But basically, I feel like 160 is just a basic mesh. Um, Marissa Chang Flores says, "What is the screen printing package that you purchased along with the dryer?" The screen printing press that I have now, and I actually started off with like cheaper presses, like a one color press from Ryonet when I first started, and then I had their silver press, which now they have changed the silver press to the Riley Hopkins Jr. and they just have like painted it and they charge more for it now because it used to just be a silver press with it wasn't painted or anything. But the one that I have now is the Vaztex V1000 and it's a four station 6 color press. And I have like extras on it, like that pan and the wheels on it. That's like extras you can add. And I also have some of the HD heads on there, so that that's extras that you can add. I have a fast flash dryer, and I have a HBE, the home base equipment. Uh, what do you call it? The exposure unit, and I also have like the conveyor dryer that I have. It's by Hopkins, I think. What is it by? It's like an older one, and they don't even make that one. It's by BMW Hopkins, I think. BMW Hopkins. I'm sorry, messing my words up, but it's by BMW Hopkins, and it's not a. I don't even think that company still makes them anymore. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure, but it's an older one that I purchased from somebody that was selling it because they had bought a storage unit, and that was one of the items that was in there. Um, if you don't have space for the screen print setup, would you be okay with just ordering the transfers? Um, the the transfers, well, the way that I feel about it, I'm gonna just tell you the way that I feel about it. I like to be able to do my own stuff because somebody might come in here and want something quick, but like with the transfers, you gotta wait for somebody else to get everything done and then send it to you in order for you to be able to print. I just like to be able to do everything myself. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the transfers, and especially if you don't have a screen printing set up, but they do have smaller screen printing setup. So, that's another thing to look into because when I first started, I had the one color tabletop or table clamp on press. And if you watch some of my older videos, you can see it in there. But it clamped on to the side of the table. And then I also had the silver press from around it that, there was a smaller press. It didn't take up much room. So, they do have other options if you don't have a lot of space. And you can use the conveyor dryer to cure it. And if you start off with water based, I said the conveyor dryer was meaning the flash dryer, but if you start off with water based inks, you really could get by with just having your you could use a heat gun to kind of dry if you need to do a double coat or something like that, and then you can let it air dry and you can use a heat press to cure it. But that's another option. But I mean, the transfers, if that's all that you can do, that's fine. And the transfers do come in handy for other things, like if if you have people coming in for certain designs and you have them on transfers, then you wouldn't have to set up and everything to, each time somebody come in and want one shirt. It'll be easy if you had them as a transfer, and you could just press one or two shirts, and you wouldn't have to like set your screen back up and everything for it. You welcome, Reset on Life. Um, I don't know, Lea. Is your with your design? Is it like was it a small design that you resized to make it big and it wasn't vectorized? I can't really tell you exactly why it's not as crisp. It could be a couple of things. Um, let me give me just a second. I'll be right back. Yeah, it could be a couple of things. I'm trying to see why this thing is telling me video output low. I was moving my router around trying to get a better thing for you guys. I know it's telling me the video output is low. I'm not sure what the deal is. Beverly Smith says, "What's your best method for centering a design on a shirt?" I always put like center markings on my designs before when I get ready to burn my screens, and that way all I have to do is line it up. And on my press, I have a video that show how I draw the lines on my. It's when I change my palette tape out. I show you how I draw the lines on there, and then I line my screens up so that the center mark of my screen is on the center mark of the press, and that's the way that I get everything centered. And I also have a video that show you how I line my shirts up on the palette to make sure that everything is centered. Charles Azanek asks how much more are those Bella do the Bellas cost than the gilded? It kind of depends on which shirts you're getting. They can be anywhere from $3 to $5, and it depends on the also depends on the color of the shirts. But buying them wholesale, they can be anywhere from $3 to $5 for for I guess the low end. But depending on the style of shirt that you're getting, some of them do cost a little bit more. I don't know, Lea. I would have to kind of see what it looks like because you could be washing out. It could be your if your transparency films are not dark enough or something like that. It could. I don't know. I would just have to see. There could be something that's causing a problem, or you may not be letting it cure, letting your screen dry long enough and exposing it long enough, so you may be washing the edges out. Because I've had that happen before. So it's a couple of things. That's something I probably would have to see to be able to tell you. William Hart says, check out Lawson Screen Print. They have equipment at all levels, from starter kits to autos. Have some innovative products at some nice price points. You're welcome, Lea. Solo Graphic says, we just opened our shop in November. How long did it take for you to really make a profit? Now in November, a lot of times, things can start to slow down around November and December, but you do have some people that's coming in for Christmas gifts. But when I first opened my shop, I was, I felt like I was doing really well for it to be a shop that had just opened. Um, I don't know. I mean, I can't really just tell you how long it should take or whatever to really make a profit. But I feel like by the summertime, your business should really pick up, because the time that you open in November, that was kind of a slower time. A good time to open it would be like in the spring, and that was like when I originally opened mine. And I mean, it like my equipment was pretty much paid for within the first month. So I mean, after that, I feel like that's when you would start making the profit after you make enough money to pay for your equipment. But it I think it just kind of depends on your location and stuff like that. But during the summer times, I mean, it shouldn't be hard to see a profit during the summertime because that's mostly when people order the t-shirts. Do I have any help on design work when you get super busy, or is it just you all the time? It's just me pretty much especially on the designs. I mean, I do have some people that come in and they have their designs, so all I have to do is use their design, get it to where I can use it. Yes, please go somewhere else. It that is used and stuff, so you probably wouldn't even want to use that. Why would you even get that? So it's a whole bathroom back there with tissue in it. I'm sorry about that. But I basically just do all the designs on my own unless I have a customer that comes in with the design. Well, I got the air on. I'm usually cold. And one of the shirts is sleeveless, so I'm getting ready to go play ball, so I always wear a top shirt, and then the bottom shirt is sleeveless. Actually, I got on more shirts than that if you really want to know. But I have like a fitted tank top on. Then I have on a sleeveless t-shirt because I don't go out there. You know, I'm playing against all guys. I don't wear my tank top out there because I don't want them to get any crazy ideas. So I just wear like a sleeveless shirt, and then I put this top shirt on it because when I go out there and I sweat, and then go back inside and it's kind of cool, at least have a top dry shirt on. But I'm cold. I got the air on. How you doing, Marion C? Let me see about turning it up a little bit for your Z-Fi graphics. I'm sorry. I was having some issues with the volume when I first logged on. I'm gonna try to turn it up a little bit for you and see if that helps. Hopefully, it won't be too loud. All right, is that better, or am I too loud for some people? Reset on Life says when a customer wants a design on their shirt, how do you present them with it before you do the print? Like, do you email them a rough draft? Um, the way that I do, I have a form that they fill out when they come in, and basically what they do on the form is write down what they want on the shirt, and they don't have to write it in no specific way unless they want it in a certain way. And if it's something like some people want big block style fonts or different stuff like that, and they'll put that in the description details, and I can kind of go by that to create them a design. But basically, once I get the design done, and usually I try to do a couple of designs so they can choose which one they like best out of the two, or depending on however many I do. And I usually put all the designs on like one sheet of paper, and a lot of the people around here, they don't really have emails, or they prefer that you just send it to their phone. So I just like save it and I send it to their phone so that they can look at it. And I have, like, if it's a person that I'm not sure, or like if they haven't paid or something, a lot of times what I do is take a picture of the screen and send it to them. But like if I have some people that come in and they'll go ahead and pay the full price or the deposit. But some people will come in and I'll do a little something, and I'll like take a picture of the screen so that it's not something that they could take somewhere else and use. Let me see. Sonia W9978 says, I really have to say thank you so much for your helpful videos. I would really like to talk to you. I would really like to talk to you personally because I'm just starting out and I really want to know everything about the business. I have a lot of videos that kind of explains everything. Like, what things do you need to know, Sonya? Okay, Z5, I turned it up some. Is that helping you? Is it a little louder for you? What's up, Jason? Thank you, Solo Graphics. Thank you for watching. I'm gonna put my email on here because I had a few people asking for it. That's my email address. Debbie Watkins said, "How do you get your name out there so people knew you were in business?" Um, well, in the beginning, I did used to advertise in my group on Facebook or whatever, and I have an actual physical location. I'm in a good area. I'm like across the street from Walgreens. I'm next door to a nail salon, and I'm in an area where like a grocery store and like Fred's and a restaurant is across the street. And the restaurant actually used to be a bank, and it used to be two different restaurants. I've been here, and a lot of businesses have been here and left, and new businesses have took their place. I mean, I'm in a good area, so that's part of it. I have like handed out flyers. I have hung up flyers around town. I wear the T-shirts with my business name on it. I keep business cards with me, and if anybody ever say anything about T-shirts, like I wear my own T-shirts. My kids advertise my T-shirts, so everybody at the schools know that I make T-shirts. And I mean, pretty much anytime I get a chance to let people know what I do that. And I guess a lot of it is word of mouth, and some of the people are I'm sorry, I was reading this comment by Jason. I'll get to that in a minute. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Just letting everybody know every time I get a chance, and try to do good work and treat people right, and word of mouth will carry you the rest of the way. Jason said I was using a pressure washer reclaiming and didn't hear my alarm. Oh, that's why you late, Jason? That's okay. Let me see. No, I don't send them to. I don't watermark them, but I don't send a unless I'm taking like if I take a screenshot. Like if somebody have not paid, I'll just take a picture of my computer screen. So I mean, they could. I guess they could use the design if they have somebody else that can recreate it. But like if you take a picture of something on your computer screen or like on the TV or something like that, it's got those little you can see what it's supposed to be, but you can't really see it clear. That's how I do it if they have not paid. But the people who actually go ahead and pay, and I know for sure they're ordering the shirts, I send them a good copy, and I do the designs, and I put them all on one sheet of paper, which they're smaller on there, but they're usually looking at them on their cell phone, and they can like kind of scroll through and zoom in and stuff like that. Jason says, "How long did it take me to learn screen printing?" And thank you, Cheryl Malone. Thanks. Um, well, as far as when I first started out, I didn't have the best equipment. I started off doing water-based printing, and I had the cheapest press I could find. It was the whole setup was $150 from Roundnet, and it had the clamp-on table press, and it was I think it was the 16 by 18 screens. If I'm remembering, it might have been 16 by 20 screens. But the hardest part for me was burning the screens in the beginning, because I was trying to use the work light. Like everybody always say, use if you can use the work light, that's the cheapest way to do it. And I used to barely be able to get screens. Like I would wash the screens out. Once I would burn my image into the screen, I would take it with my water hose, and the emulsion would come out and stuff like that, or I would have to spray it so much. I don't know what I was doing wrong still to this day, but I eventually got me a U-Do to use as an exposure unit, and once I did that, everything was easier. But the other thing was when I first started out, I used to mess up a lot of shirts by pushing a lot of ink through, like pushing too much ink through and making the design kind of blurry like. So I don't know if I was using the screens was too Hive mesh because they was like 110 screens because that was what came with the kit. But I believe you can really get it down within a month, just by practicing and stuff like that, working on your technique. And I still learn stuff to this day. I feel like if you wanna be the best that you can be at something, you have to continually be learning. So I guess I would say about a month you should feel confident enough to print for other people. How you doing? Is it Matthias Euthus? You said you wonder how to get two colors to match up completely. I have a video on that. How to register screens on a press or whatever, on a screen press. I have a video that should give you more information about it. But basically, when you create your design, you have to put registration marks in your design, and also I kind of make my designs a little thicker so that if I'm off a little bit, that everything will line up and it won't be any empty spaces. And I'm not sure if you're understanding that, but I do have a video on it. Stop that alarm. I do have a video on that, so you can try to check that out, and that should give you more information of how I do it. And I'm actually showing you how to line the screens up in that video. Okay, Sonya, I have in like throughout my videos I do kind of talk about all of these different things, but I have never had any dealings with a mug or a hat press, so I wouldn't be able to really help you with that. But yeah, I have, like, when people ask questions, especially on the live videos and on the Q&As, I have answered like pretty much all of those questions except for the thing about the hat and the mug press, because I don't have any experience with that. Oh, and the plate press, I don't have any experience with that one either. Let me see. This thing, when I click on this thing, it scrolls up too far. DJ Keystyle says, how do you deal with complaints? Okay, now it's telling me my stream is complete. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. It just told me my stream was completed. Now it said it is resumed. Okay, I was looking at a question. Let me see if I can find it again. DJ Keystyle says, how do you deal with complaints? You can't please everybody, and you have to understand that it's some people that are never going to be able to be pleased. The most thing I have had people complain about, and not really complain about, is like the price. I have had people that come in and they want to order some shirts, and then they'll say, well, so and so charges this amount, thinking that I'm gonna change my price, which I'm not. So I don't know what's going on. This thing is telling me the stream is complete. Okay, now it's saying it's live. Okay, it's green, so hopefully the video is showing better. But back to this question, how to deal with complaints. And I'm sorry to be so repetitive, but the live stream keeps stopping and starting. I don't know what's going on, but I don't really have many complaints. I mean the most thing I guess that can be considered as a complaint is people want me to drop my price because they tell me that somebody else charged a certain price. And my thing with that is go and get somebody else, or whoever you told you their price was lower, go ahead and go to them, because my prices are set. I feel like my prices are fair. But I have not really had any complaints, because the way that I try to deal with people, I have a contract. It's like a personalized print agreement that basically explains the process, and then I tell them that I'm not gonna print the design until I get approval, and approval has to be in writing. They have to either email it to me, text it to me, or sign on the sheet saying that they agree with, with the design and everything. So it's not, I don't really get a lot of complaints because I try to make sure that we're on the same page. I have had a couple of times, like I have one video out where I messed up the order, and I just kind of worked with the people. They approved of the design. They even took the shirts home, and the two people, they actually have a business together. They didn't even notice it. A third person actually noticed that it was a word that was misspelled, and I ended up like reprinting the order for them. I just try to treat people right. It just depends. Like I know that person was going to be a repeat customer, and she usually order quite a few shirts at a time. So, I feel like if I want her business, I should treat her right and as fair as I can. So what I end up doing is letting her buy the t-shirts, and I just printed on them, and I didn't charge her for the printing, because I rather, actually what I end up charging, I think I charged her like half price or something like that instead of the full price. I don't even remember exactly because I don't have a certain thing that I do if I have an issue like that, but it is in the video, and I talked about it in the video where it says I messed up their order. So you can check that out if you want to know all the details about that. You're welcome, Debbie Wilkins. All right, Jason. Jason is giving y'all a tip. Don't hit your thumb with the water coming out of the pressure washer. Y'all, that's a good tip. How do you fit letters 100% with two colors so that you get the outline to fit? How do I fit letters 100% with two colors so that you get the outline to fit? If I'm understanding this question correctly, I just make it so that the designs will overlap. Like when I print it out, I make it so that it will overlap, and I will print whichever one needs to be printed first, I will print that one first. And, once you line them up on the screen, I don't know, I'm kind of not really understanding the question, but it says, how do you fit letters 100%? And I don't know if that's a typo, to colors, so you get the outline to fit. The way that I do it is I just leave a little room for error by printing my designs out on the transparencies a little bit thicker than they actually are, and then just lining them up using the registration marks, and everything just works out for me that way. You need to go to the doctor, Jason, or you might need to wrap your hand up. I don't want you sitting here bleeding during my live stream now. What do I think about burning screens in the sun? I've never burnt screens in the sun, but if it works for you, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. And then what do I use to expose? I used to use a UDO, and now I use the HVE exposure unit. If you look at the video called My New Exposure Unit, you can kind of check that out and see what it looks like and everything. And Jason said you can build a cheap exposure unit. That's another option. A lot of people do that, and they make like oversized units and units that don't take so long to expose. Because mine take like 5 minutes or so to for the screen to expose. So if you know how to build things, that's another thing. All right, if I ever come to New York, I'll try to contact you, Jason. Jason, J-So. since we have two Jasons in here. Let me see. No, I don't make plastisol transfers. I actually have everything here to make them with, but I just haven't got into it. That's something I need to be working on. That's something that I'm interested in getting into. You're welcome, Sonya. Matthew says the name of the video is how, I think it's called How to Line Up Colors When Screen Printing or something like that. I don't know what's going on. This thing is telling me that the stream is off. I'm having issues streaming today for some reason. Maybe if my son sit down, things will work out better for me and stop. He's irritating me a little bit. Yes, I do. I I'm sorry, y'all don't know what question I'm answering. That's a good idea. So you do that agreement for every customer. Yes, I have it. It's a form that I have. I make a copy of, like, all my forms. I have them copied and they're over. I'll get the thing and show you that I keep what I keep them on. But this right here, these are all my forms right here, and I know because I've had them in here for so long, I know what pretty much which form is which. So I just grab whatever form, and like here's the personalized print agreement right here, and they just fill that out. Yeah, so I don't have to like type it up individually for everybody, for every customer, but I just have it right there, and they can kind of see and read over it and everything, and I always give them a copy of it. Yeah, I agree with that too, Jason. Jason says if a customer is nice and it's not going to break you and they're going to be repeat, I'll go a little out of my way to help them. If they nasty, bye, Felicia. Oh, this thing. Scooby-Doo, you say you changed your Epson 1430 to a sublimation printer. Did you do that before you used it or after you used it? Because some people say you need to do it before you use it. That's just a question I had that some other people may have. Okay, Matthias, I'm sorry about that. Yeah, I hope I answered your question for you. It was a little bit confusing, but hopefully I answered it enough for you. Um, Anderson Penny. Yes, you can use your UDO as an exposure unit. It works pretty good as an exposure unit, and it took me about 10 minutes to expose the screen using both that Ryonet WBP emulsion and the Ulano QX1 emulsion. It's about 10 minutes on both of those emulsions, and it worked out pretty good for me. The only reason I upgraded mine was because I wanted to be able to print bigger. And with being able to print bigger, I didn't have any complaints or anything about the size. Just because I wanted to be able to print bigger was why I ended up upgrading. Oh, let me see. Okay, Scooby Doo. Jason, the super chat button, which y'all don't have to do that. I try to answer all the questions anyway, but it's basically just donating money to me. Like if you hit the super chat button, your chat, whatever question you ask, will be at the top to make sure that it's answered. But I try to go through and answer any question. But I mean, if y'all feel like donating or whatever, I'll accept it gladly. But that's not something you have to do. All right, I guess my live stream is trying to show better now because it was like dropping out or something. I don't know what was going on. Thank you, Jason. Jason J. So, I'm sorry. We got two Jasons in here. Okay, how do you fit letters 100% with, is that width or like the how wide they are? Oh, on vinyl printing. How do, if anybody can help me answer this question, because I'm not really just understanding well. How do you fit letters 100% with two colors that you get the outline to fit on vinyl? I tried to answer it. I mean, I'm still not really just understanding it. I don't know what's going on. I'm having some issues with OBS Studio. I guess I don't know what the deal is. Okay, how do you make? I guess it's saying how do you make an outline on the vinyl? You when you're doing your design, you just have to make the outline in your design, and then depending on if the outline is going to be the same color or not. I don't know. I don't know if I can answer that question because it's confusing to me. I tried answering it earlier, and I mean, basically, you could do layers. I guess. I mean, it depends on exactly what the design would look like. I would probably have to see it, but you could do a bottom layer and a top layer, and the bottom layer could be thicker than the top layer, and then when you put the top layer on top of it, it'll make it look like an outline. I don't know if that's helping you because I tried answering it earlier, and since you asked me the same question again, I must not have answered it. Maybe this will answer it this time. You just make two layers, and the bottom layer is a thicker layer, and the top layer is a thinner layer. How you doing, M. Ebrima? Ebrima? Thanks, Scooby Doo. No, Jason J. So I do not have any schooling for graphic artists. I learned Photoshop by trial and error and watching YouTube videos. That's the only program that I'm decent in. I have Illustrator, but I'm not good in Illustrator, so I can't really tell you how to do anything in Illustrator or any other program other than Roll and Cut Studio and Photoshop. Thank you, Scooby Doo, for trying to answer that question for me, because I mean, I'm just having some issues trying to answer that question because it's kind of a confusing question. Yeah, that's something that I do need to do, but it's kind of like, I guess the way I do things, it's like if I'm good at one thing, or if I'm having decent results, or if I can do what I need to with one thing, I don't really um try to do anything extra unless I just have to. So that's kind of laziness with me, why I haven't learned Illustrator. All right, Scooby Doo, that may be the best answer yet. Check out YouTube for separating two colors for Illustrator for vinyl cutting solved. Thanks, Scooby Doo. I don't some stuff is just trial and error. Matthias, some stuff you have to kind of work on it and just try it out. But like when you press one color, you shouldn't press it for the whole time. You should press it for maybe 3 to 5 seconds at the most, and then you, I guess, peel the backing off and then layer the other one. And depending on the type of vinyl that you have, you let it cool slightly and then peel it off. You shouldn't have to let it cool all the way off though. No, Charles, I have never hired a graphic artist. Anybody else? Has anyone ever hired a graphic artist, and how did it go? I have never worked with Plastisol transfers. So, anybody else that has worked with any Plastisol transfers? Jason J. So is asking a question. I had a Plastisol transfer, and printing, after pressing to a shirt, it cracked with a slight stretch. Any ideas or suggestions? Anybody that have experience with transfers, if y'all could answer that question. What's up, Taylor? Solu Graphics says, yes, I have, and it was successful. I think they're talking about the graphic design artist or whatever. Graphic designer. Margie, as soon as I reach 5,000 subscribers, I'm doing the giveaway. Right now I think I'm at like maybe 3,000 something. And there are no rules other than I'll probably get everybody that anybody that wants to be entered into the contest to say whether they want the screen printing press or a heat press, and that's probably going to be the only rules. And then they have these the little programs that you can put in all of the names, and they'll choose one for you. That's the way I'm going to do it, and I'm going to have like a one big prize, which is going to be either the heat press or the screen printing press, and then it's going to be maybe two other smaller prizes. But like as I get closer to 5,000, I'll go ahead and figure everything out. But I don't know, it's just moving kind of slow right now. But as soon as I get 5,000, that's when I want to do the giveaway, and I'm trying to do a good giveaway to where I could just do a cheaper giveaway, but I'm trying to help somebody go ahead and get their business started. Somebody who may be ready to go ahead and start making more money printing shirts, or someone who is looking into getting into the heat press printing, but they don't have all the equipment that they need. So that's what I'm trying to do. But first, I have to reach 5,000 subscribers, and as soon as I reach 5,000 subscribers, that same week, I will go ahead and tell everybody. I'll give y'all a certain amount of time to put whether you want whatever. It'll be a certain video that I'll post about the giveaway, and I'll just say, okay, under this video, I need for you to put which one you want, heat press or screen press, and then I'll take all the names and enter them into the program and let it choose the winners for me. About the heat transfers, Jason Ends is saying not enough heat, too long, or not long enough. And Scooby Doo says hers lasted a few months, and she don't care for them or don't know how to care for them. And Lou Richards says, I have pressed a few plastisol transfers with no problems. I suggest you contact the company that supplied the transfer. Maybe they can give you suggestions. And Lou Richards says, you may not have even heat from your press. And Jason says, pre-press the shirt for 5 to 6 seconds to get all the moisture out, and before that, close it to warm. Oh, okay, close the press to warm the bottom plate. You don't need ink consistently cured. And Lou Richard says, I agree. That's what I also think is the problem. Terrence Cruz says, if you don't have the right exposure unit, what do you think about using a vinyl as a stencil instead of using vinyl for the whole job? I have used vinyl as a stencil before. I have a video that shows when I did that. I did that when I was using water-based ink, And I don't know if it's anybody on here that have done that for Plastisol ink, but I tried it for Plastisol ink and it just made a big mess. It's like the ink was sticking to the screen, and I ended up having to throw away the screen. I mean, I don't know if it was just something I did wrong, but it didn't work out for me with the Plastisol ink. But I had no issues with the water-based ink. All right, do anyone else have any more questions? Because the hour is about up, so I'm getting ready to go ahead and get off of here. But if anybody else have any more questions, I'll go ahead and answer those. And thank y'all for tuning in today. I try to do this every Sunday from 3:30 to 4:30 Central Time. My forehead is shiny. I just took my headscarf off. Now I got a shiny forehead. Well, I already got a big forehead. Now it's big and shiny, huh? Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank you, Charles, for tuning in. You're welcome, Solo Graphics. Thanks for watching ZFHI Graphics. Thank you for tuning in, Crystal. Yeah, we start at 3:30 Central Time and end at 4 o'clock. I started a little bit late today because my computer was updating and wouldn't let me do anything on it. Marion C., I'm not just really worried about y'all donating. The thing on here called the super chat, people can donate, by, I don't even know exactly where it's at because I can't see it on my screen, but I'm not really worried about y'all donating. I have monetized my videos on here, and I don't get paid much, but when y'all watch my videos and stuff, they pay a little bit, but I'm really not that concerned about y'all donating. If y'all feel like donating or whatever, that's fine, but it's not a big deal to me. You're welcome, Debbie. You're welcome, Terrence, and thank you for tuning in. You're welcome, Lou Richards. I enjoy them too, being able to interact with y'all a little bit. Yeah, and I try to do it on the weekends, like on a Sunday when I know I'm not doing, a lot. If I have time or if I have a small enough order, I'll try to do a live stream for that. But I don't want to keep y'all on here for too long, because I'm thinking y'all probably wouldn't want to sit there that long just watching me print shirts. And I try to, when I am live, I like to try to interact with y'all and answer your questions and stuff like that. Because you get enough seeing me print in the videos pretty much. Well, thanks, Marion. I appreciate it. All right. If anybody else have any questions, y'all can go ahead and ask them. And if not, then I'll see y'all next Sunday. And I'm gonna try to get. I have a few requested videos that I'm trying to get posted this week for y'all. So hopefully I can get those up. The screen mesh video, the video about should I screen print or should I heat press print, and what other video is it? And I did have somebody asking about everything they need to start screen printing, so I'll be working on those and trying to get those up for y'all pretty soon. And I'm supposed to be doing another Bella video with the printing, showing what it's like to print, because I know I had one person that say they tried printing on Bella, but the tack wasn't holding it down to the press, but they used the spray adhesive. Thanks, Scooby Doo. I appreciate it. Let me see. But I appreciate the super chat, Scooby Doo. But yeah, those videos that I'm kind of working on, trying to get them up for y'all. And if y'all have any more video requests, y'all can also post them right now. And I'll try to get those videos up as soon as I can. Sometimes when I'm real busy, I don't post as many videos. But hopefully I can get some stuff up for y'all. All right, and if that's it, I will see you guys next Sunday at 3 o'clock. I'm sorry, 3:30 at 3:30 Central Time. And I appreciate it, Scooby Doo. I mean, that's enough. I'm not really worried about y'all doing that, but I appreciate anybody who does donate. So I really appreciate it. But I will see you guys next Sunday for another live stream, and I'm gonna try to post as many videos as I can for y'all this week. So if that's it, I'm not seeing any more questions or video requests or comments. So I'm going to go ahead and end. And I appreciate y'all for tuning in. And I'll see you next time. Bye.